welcome to Money Control. My name is Shraddha Sharma and this is the Reporter's Take. In today's edition, we'll discuss how there are concerns surrounding rising prices of essential medicines and the shortage of these essential drugs as the coronavirus outbreak spreads to over 60 countries. We have Money Control's Vishwanath joining us to tell us more on how this can be an opportunity for India to produce domestic pharma raw materials. Hi Vishwanath, welcome to the show.
Hi Shraddha.
So Vishwanath, how serious is the problem of this drug shortage?
Yeah, well Shraddha, the pharma industry has assured the government that they still have inventories that can cover for next 1 or 2 months. But beyond that, the industry says that there could be a serious problem if Chinese factories that supplies almost 2/3 of our raw materials like the bulk drugs or the active pharmaceutical ingredients, the intermediates and the key starting materials. So if they don't start if they don't resume full production in next 1 or 2 months, so we are in for a serious shortages, and also there will be a price hike of these raw materials.
Right.
So the government stopped short of imposing any export ban as of now, but it is actually reviewing the situation, see things where they are going.
Right. So it is already on the way of becoming a pandemic, although it's not declared one yet. But do you think the Indian government will see this as an opportunity to, domestically produce these pharma raw materials?
Yes, Shraddha, there is an opportunity in every crisis. So a new opportunity is opening up for Indian industry or Indian government to produce a lot of those bulk drugs in India itself. So there is no technology barrier here. I mean, if you go back to 1.5 to 2 decades back, India used to produce much of the bulk drugs and the intermediates and key starting materials. But over a period of time, they lost advantage to China because of several factors. One is that the Chinese government is much more agile and much more proactive in helping their industry, and they've built huge capacities. While India, with short-sighted price control policies, where the API prices are controlled, like the input material prices are controlled without any flexibility. A lot of manufacturers have stopped producing bulk drugs in India. So that went to China, and China became the powerhouse.
Right.
So now what is happening is that in 2018, when Chinese government cracked down on their factories for emissions and pollution, safety, and all these things. So there was a price hike in India. I mean, there was a price hike of raw materials. Indian companies faced a lot of
Right.
problems. Even now, for instance, like drugs like vitamin C, still there is shortage in India.
Right.
So the thing is that Indian government knew this problem, and in 2017, after a lot of debate and discussion, in 2017 it has announced the draft policy, the pharmaceutical draft policy, that proposed several incentives to encourage local production of bulk drugs, intermediates, and key starting materials. But the thing is that these proposals never materialized into a law.
Right.
So 2018, then opportunity opened up, but in government didn't do anything. So we are in 2020, again a new crisis has come in. So we need to see whether the government will use this crisis as an opportunity. But the indications are that when I spoke to the industry, they say that the government this time is very serious,
In terms
and
of
they are working on some package, package of incentives to be announced.
Right, Vishwanath, because it looks like the only way if they do not resume production in 1 or 2 months, as you said.
Yeah.
Also, if we talk about the coronavirus outbreak status in terms of what we have in from domestic and global news,
Yeah.
if you could help us with
Yeah.
that.
So, the coronavirus, the number of deaths have crossed 3,000, while the number of cases, confirmed cases, have now reached almost 90,000. So the concern is that it is spreading outside China much more aggressively.
Right.
We have seen in countries like South Korea, Italy, Iran, the numbers are multiplying
Right.
almost every single day.
South Korea now has 4,000
Yeah, 4,000.
cases of
Yeah, and
coronavirus.
Iran has the highest number of deaths
Deaths.
after China.
That's true.
And second thing is that India should also, there's a cause of concern because 2 confirmed cases have been, reported in
Reported.
India. One in
Delhi.
Telangana and one in Delhi.
Right.
So both these persons have one traveled, one has a travel history to Italy, the Delhi person, and the Telangana person has a travel history to Dubai. So given that it's a interconnected world, and how much can a government do to curtail travel, because now it is spreading beyond
Right.
China. So it's a very challenging
Right.
phase that we are in now.
Of course, and there's always a fear of community spread looking
Yes.
at the dense population of
Yeah,
many countries and the healthcare system as well. Thank you, Vishnath, for joining
Thank
us.
you, Shraddha.
With that, it's a wrap on today's edition of Reporter's Take. For more news, views, and other updates, stay logged on to Money Control.